Hi ladies, it's me, Stephanie Chivers, your curator, your coach for the amazing Women Who Don't Drink group. Give me some thumbs up so that I know you can hear me and see me and everything's okay. So tonight's video is something I'm really passionate about talking about, so I'm probably going to get a little bit deep tonight, ladies, but I'm sure you won't mind. So it's been requested by the lovely Linda to talk about why do we swap our addictions. So that's the theme of tonight's video. But before I get started, so new ladies, any new ladies, you've only been here a week or so, really important, make sure you watch the welcome video at the top of the page, read the rules, and now we have frequently asked questions. So actually, not just new ladies, ladies that they're in the group, when you've got a minute, read the frequently asked questions as we grow. I have to keep adding things and tweaking just to make sure that this stays a safe, supportive, non-judgmental, positive space for all you lovely ladies. And on that note, super busy and busier all the time, which is phenomenal, which means the busier it gets, the less I can be everywhere because I just can't. So please tag me or private message me if there's anything you need me to pick up. I know, ladies, you're amazing and you attract me to something if you need my input. So can you give me a like, give me a thumbs up? Yay, Linda. Hello, Linda. Great to see you. Brilliant. Oh, great news about your job offer. How exciting is that? Anyway, also, because this is an international group, I believe it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. I feel a little bit nervous about saying that because I'm not American and this is a new thing for me. But there was a great post where everybody educated me, so thank you. So hopefully it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway of the 21-day programme to say thanks to all you wonderful ladies. And then Black Friday, although I know it's a capitalist, materialistic thing, I'm going to do a sale. So I'll be doing the 21-day programme for £21 for a limited time, for a limited number of people. Yeah, just because I wanted to do something fun, really, that's good. Okay, so let's talk about why do we swap our addictions. Now, this doesn't apply to everyone, and we have a different story with different addictions. So as you know, I used drugs also in my past, so each drug I have a different story with, how I stopped, you know, how difficult that was for me, so it's not always the same. However, one of the things for me, and the reason why I set up the 21-day programme a long time ago, was because it's the same behaviour. So whether it's alcohol or drugs or gambling or shopping or gaming or your phone, it's the same behaviour, okay? So I know I've got a group and it's about drinking, but the stuff that I teach is very similar to the stuff that I teach when I'm working with people that use substances as well. So on a really simple level, I'm going to jump around a little bit, but I'm going to get there, so stay with me, ladies. On a really simple level, I want you to think about it like this. So if you use something, not everybody's going to do it like this, if you use something for a reason to get an effect and you stop taking that, then what can happen is you look elsewhere to get the same fix. So take a lady that drinks to deal with her emotions. She stops drinking and that's great, but her emotions are there and she still needs to deal with them. So it can be really easy for her to try and find something else to manage that. So it might be food, chocolate, junk food, it might be sex, it might be online shopping, it could be anything. This is it's not a huge amount of people that do this, but it can happen. Now, so that's the really simple bit. So if you were using something to get a certain effect, to deal with something, and then you stop, then that thing's going to be there. So it's how you learn to manage that. Now, the trick is, when you're alcohol free, is to really slow it down and really pay attention and figure out what's going on. So for some people, they'll stop drinking and they'll be fine and this won't be an issue at all, and probably for quite a lot of people. But for some people, they'll need to do this. So if you're someone that swaps, be aware of this. All you're doing is you're doing the same behaviour, you're just using a different substance. So you haven't actually dealt with whatever the core issue is, yeah? So what I want you to do is really slow it down and really pay attention. You know, what's happening throughout your day? You know, how are you feeling? You know, so if you're swapping it for food, is it emotional eating? So what are the emotions and how can you work with those emotions in a positive way rather than using food in a damaging way? I'm using alcohol and food, but it could be anything, okay? So it's that dopamine fix. We've been using a substance that gives us a feeling, dopamine, we take that away, we still have these things to deal with, so we're looking for another way to get our fix. So, you know, sugar is a classic one that we know happens, and actually we say don't worry about that early days, but keep an eye on it, because what we're doing is we're peeling back the onion, okay? So the other thing to think about as well is when you stop drinking and you're alcohol free and you're paying attention, you're slowing it down. If you're struggling and you're wanting to swap or try and find another thing to use that isn't healthy, I want you to think about, what are your needs? Are you fulfilled? What's missing? Okay? Are your basic human needs being fulfilled? And now obviously food, water, sleep, exercise, you know, basic stuff, but there's love in there as well, and human connection. You know, I know myself that when I'm having sex, that food isn't as much as an issue for me. Not that I have a massive issue with food, but I do like my chocolate bars, as you know, ladies. Not that it's out of control, it's definitely not. But, you know, if I'm having sex, that's fulfilling that need. If I'm not having sex, then I find that I crave chocolate more. Does that make sense? So it's about what's missing. And quite often that's about love, connection and fulfillment. It can be different for everyone, but that is quite a lot. Now, there is a line of thought, and I have seen this happen with some people. It's a smaller number of people. So think about, there are core addictions. So there's a line of thought that our core addictions are codependency and sex addiction, which is essentially about love and approval. And actually drugs, alcohol, gambling, shopping, all that stuff is on the outside. So they're just symptoms of what actually is, you know, at the root cause. I think about it in a slightly different way. As you know, I do coaching and I do therapy, and anybody that's worked with me knows that I work with you as an individual and I look at what's happening for you, you know, what isn't working, and then how do you want things to work, and also what's missing, and that'll be slightly different for all of you. But what you're doing is, we're trying to do, is to get to the core of the issue. Now, for a lot of you, you won't need to do this, and this is fine. But for some of us, we'll need to do it. You know, I went on this journey. I stopped drinking, I stopped using, I did a lot of training, I did a lot of coaching, you know, and I kept peeling back the onion to get back to, you know, to the core, to what was my core issue, what was my personal truth. So it can be things like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, nobody loves me, you know, all those types of things. Okay, so this is why, you know, when you first stop, or first few months, or maybe even the first year, to be honest, you know, slow it down and pay attention and figure out what's happening. If life is good and it's working for you and everything's in place, that's great, carry on. But if it isn't, if you're struggling and you're finding that you're reaching for, you know, other things, those quick fixes to get your dopamine hit, then, you know, go and get some help maybe to try and figure that out. Now, there's another so I do, as you know, encourage you to find things to replace that but what I'm encouraging you to do is to find things that are healthy. So for instance, exercise, we've talked about that a lot, you know, releases the endorphins, it gives you that feel good feeling. You know, reading, painting, drawing, being with friends, dancing, you know, we talk about a lot of activities, a lot of hobbies, we talk about doing things differently. These are all healthy things, and even if, apart from going to the gym maybe or running, but even if you end up doing too much of those things, it's about, is it causing you a problem? You know, is it a health risk? Is it damaging your life? So say for instance you swapped it for drawing or painting, and you were drawing and painting every day. It's not really a big deal, and actually I would say that's a good thing. It's better that you're doing that than you're eating chocolate bars or you're drinking. Do you see what I mean? I know some people swap it for the gym. That's a really popular one, and it's great up until a point. But if you're someone that you know that you can go too far with that and it isn't good for your body, then it's being able to pull that back. So it's just, yes, I want you to put things in place that are good habits, that are healthy, so you can work with that. But there's also something about, if you need to, getting to the root cause and looking at the core issues, which can be done, okay? So I've talked a little bit about outside stuff that's healthy that you can use to manage that, which after time does give you those dopamine things. You know, dancing for me definitely gave me really powerful feel-good feelings. But essentially, and why I talk about coaching and therapy a bit if this is an issue, it is about getting to the root cause, because if you can do that work and you can find it within you, so if you can find peace, love, calmness, fulfillment, if you can find those things within you and do that work, and I know some of you can do that because we've talked about it, and you're, you know, doing yoga and meditation, whatever you need to get there, essentially, you know, what we're looking for is that it comes from you, that you're not looking for outside stuff to feel good, so that you can actually access those feelings for yourself. So that's what we're looking for, really. So I might have gone a little bit deep for some of you there, but I hope that makes sense. I've rambled a little bit. Okay, so ladies, remember, if there's anything you want me to tackle in the Facebook Lives, just say. I've got a long list of them. I pop in every Wednesday evening, unless we've got a challenge running. And we're doing lots of videos. I try and pop in sometimes at the weekend as well. Our next challenge is Ab Fab. So if we have any stylists or anybody who's really good at makeup or hair or anything like that, please contact me. As you can see, that is not my area of specialism. I feel ab fab on the inside. Not that it would hurt me to do my hair and makeup and put a dress on, which I will definitely be doing that week. So I will see you all soon, ladies. Thank you. Bye.